Tonight, state legislators are demanding accountability after learning the Isaac School District is more than $28 million in debt.
And it could close all of the doors of all of the West Valley schools in that district and lay off all of its staff in just a matter of days. Fox 10's Ashley Rodriguez brings us the latest efforts made by the legislators today. Ashley.
Yeah, so Senate Republicans want to launch an investigation into what they call a tremendous amount of overspending. And then you have House Republicans, they're demanding a criminal investigation. Then just a couple hours ago, Republican Rep. Matt Gress introduced a bill that would fire everyone in charge of the district. So to say the least, Republicans are definitely sinking their teeth into this crisis.
What we're doing here is authorizing funding for the payroll that is due today.
Republican Arizona State Rep. Matt Gress encouraged fellow lawmakers Tuesday to pass his bill that would allow the Isaac School District to continue operating for 2 weeks, offering $2.5 million to cover one payroll. But, and there is a but, all the school district's board members and superintendent would lose their jobs.
I don't really think that the current board is adding anything of value to Isaac Elementary School District. They've done the exact opposite. So I don't think they need to be part of the solution.
Meanwhile, Republican House leadership has plans of its own, asking for an immediate criminal investigation into the Isaac School District's board, superintendent, and chief financial officer. They want to know if any laws were broken, if illegal payments were made, monies were mismanaged, or there was any conflict of interest. They sent a letter to Attorney General Chris Mays, but wrote, "We were shocked to learn that you confirmed that you have no intention of investigating this school district," claiming that there is no evidence warranting an investigation and chalking it all up to mismanagement in a poor school district. To be clear, mismanagement of public monies is precisely the type of conduct that justifies your office's investigation. They are hoping Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell will step in. But Senate Education Committee Chair David Farnsworth says this is a larger issue involving a number of schools across the state facing budget shortfalls and being put under receivership.
My understanding, it was not really a money issue because that district was receiving a large amount per student. It was a problem of administration. And that's why I say we've got to carefully craft the solution to meet the immediate need and look at the problem so that this will not happen over and over and over again.
And the need is immediate. Time is of the essence here. Now, the AG Mays, she responded to House Republicans, and she said that their statement was misleading and inaccurate when, in fact, she is reviewing the materials and will determine whether they warrant a criminal investigation. But like I mentioned, every single day, the fate of the school district hangs in limbo. Thousands of students and hundreds of teachers have no idea if they're going to have a school district to work at or to go to school at. We'll keep you updated. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Ashley, thank you for that tonight. Another Valley School District is set to make some tough choices. Mesa Public Schools is meeting tonight, and possible staff layoffs are on the agenda. The district says it needs to cut $18 million from its budget for next year. That shortfall is being blamed on declining enrollment and a decrease in state and federal funding. That board meeting is happening at 6:30.
The Trump administration abruptly paused a range of different federal grants and loans, but this afternoon a federal judge has temporarily blocked the freeze. Arizona is one of a group of states planning to sue to keep the funding. The administrative stay pauses the freeze until Monday. The plan, though, sparked confusion and panic among groups that rely on Washington for their financial lifeline.
And Steve Nielsen is live now with how Arizona could be impacted by all of this. Hey, Steve.
Yeah, well, I want to start with talking about just what's at stake here. According to a federal government website, Arizona is set to receive more than $12 billion in federal loans and grants this year alone. And the Attorney General says that any attempt to pause that is illegal.
At her first press briefing, the new press secretary defended the president's decision to halt federal grants.
President Trump is looking out for you by issuing this pause.
She stressed direct aid to individuals like food stamps and Social Security would continue.
Past 4 years, we've seen the Biden administration spend money like drunken sailors.
Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays is suing, along with 22 other states, listing multiple programs and task force that will lose funding.
That Donald Trump wants to declare these drug cartels terrorists in one breath, and in the next breath, he is defunding our efforts to bring those drug cartels down.
The effects of the proposed grant freeze are widespread.
It's huge uncertainty.
Dr. Vershale Shukla at Vincere Cancer Center says the majority of firefighters receive cancer screenings through federal programs.
A majority of the rural firefighters in smaller cities do not have it available, and those firefighters are dying of cancer, and so we're scared.
Many nonprofits revealed the stress they're now facing.
It is really some pretty devastating news.
New Life Center, which supports domestic violence survivors in the Valley, says 75% of their staff is paid through federal grants.
We really wish that we could just do what we're best at doing, and that is providing critical services to survivors of domestic violence and victims of crime, instead of continuously worrying about funding.
At the city of Phoenix, the mayor says $35 million is on the line for police and fire. Sky Harbor Airport has $152 million in federal funding. The University of Arizona received nearly $200 million in federal research funding in 2023, and ASU put out guidance to research grant recipients on what to do. The AG says the AZ Department of Economic Security is unable to access $200 million in funding.
And there was some confusion today about Medicaid. Medicaid sites across the country were down for a short period of time. The governor says that Arizona's Medicaid site was back up and running, though, late this afternoon. The White House says all payments were processed. Reporting live, Steve Nielsen, Fox 10 News.
All right, Steve, thank you. A big grand opening in the West Valley. Nestle's new beverage factory and distribution center is now nestled in Glendale.
Fox 10's Lauren Clark joins us now to share why the city hopes this facility will help brew even more economic development.
The new facility here in Glendale is sweet. Coffee creamer sweet, that is. New Nestle facility just had its grand opening today. Over 600,000 square feet of production here in Glendale, bringing over 300 jobs, including high-tech positions.
Off of 150th Avenue in Northern near Glendale, this isn't your average Joe facility. On these grounds, workers will produce and distribute several Nestle creamer brands, including Coffee Mate, Natural Bliss, and Starbucks. As coffee culture continues to brew in the United States, this West Coast location will help deliver millions of in-demand products to customers.
When you think of Nestle being a major global brand, it is something that it definitely highlights our community, and I think it shows what we are able to do.
Lori German is with the Office of Economic Development in Glendale. She said Glendale was chosen because they had the land space and infrastructure needed.
These are high-end, high-paying jobs that are important for this community.
She says citizens will benefit too with the company's presence.
It's an organization that wants to be part of the fabric of the community. So they already have partnerships. They made donations to local organizations. They have partnerships with educational folks. They've already been working with the city and volunteering in different projects. So that is something where you truly see the needle move.
And that's not the only development looking to bring jobs into the West Valley City. Vi Resort, being constructed across the street from State Farm Stadium, is a 60-acre property set to include the world's first Mattel Adventure Park. It expects to bring in well over $13 million a year in tax revenue. German says projects like this are a part of the city's goal and vision for economic growth.
Every time that we have a site visit with these electors or the different businesses and companies, we make sure that we come out full force.
And if one thing is for certain, it's Gen Z and millennials. They sure love their coffee, and they also love their coffee creamers. In fact, an estimated 70% of coffee cups are sweetened with creamer. Reporting here in Glendale, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.